Good evening, I'm Maurice Childs.
And I'm Mike Holloway. Here's what's coming up next on PantherVision.
You like in a leader what most people like in a leader. It's probably the same things I would express.
The search narrows as UWM announces 3 final candidates for Chancellor.
I'll probably be very good at it.
Yes, you probably could be.
Why might this girl not get a chance to play at the UWM Panther Arena?
What's going on?
Find out what's keeping these guys up all night.
I'm dead.
And what's in the bag? All that and more coming up next on PantherVision.
From the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, this is UWM PantherVision. A weekly newscast reported, written, and produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. And now, the news.
Good evening. The search for a new Chancellor is down to 3.
The Search and Screen Committee has made its recommendations to the Board of Regents. The 3 finalists are Gail Hackett of the University of Missouri, Kansas City, Mark Monet, who is currently UWM's interim chancellor, and William Sherman of the University of Akron. The announcement comes after a joint meeting between the Search Committee and UW System Special Committee.
Joshua March joins us with that part of our coverage.
Thank you very much. The 2 committees met on Tuesday. UW System President Ray Cross says they have identified what they are looking for in a candidate.
Well, there's probably 15 different specific things, and they're so obvious you probably would know them as well. So what you like in a leader, what most people like in a leader, is probably the same things I would express.
Says the process is going well and he's looking forward to having the candidates in for a visit.
There's been some excellent analysis, input, and involvement, and I expect that to continue over the next few weeks as we bring finalist candidates in for visit to the campus and review by other folks.
He also says the Board of Regents is still on schedule for the mid-December announcement of a new chancellor. Back to you, Mike and Maurice.
All 3 candidates will visit campus in the coming weeks.
Here's a closer look at their bios. Mark Monet is currently UWM's interim chancellor. He's been a professor of management in the Lubar School of Business since 1989 and has served as an associate dean for 15 years. Gail Hackett is the provost and executive vice chancellor for academic affairs at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. Before that, she had a number of roles at Arizona State University in Tempe, including vice provost. William Sherman is the senior vice president, provost, and chief operating officer of the University of Akron, Ohio. Before that, he was vice provost for academic planning at Ohio State University. Sherman is under a bit of scrutiny for some items on his resume. He listed a newspaper opinion piece as a peer-reviewed publication. Newspapers are not peer-reviewed academic publications. Once questions were raised, his online resume was changed and the article was relisted under a new category called Higher Education Publication and Addresses.
The University of Wisconsin-Whitewater will soon be looking for a new chancellor. Richard Telfer will be retiring at the end of the school year. He's been Whitewater's chancellor since 2008.
There's still no movement in the Milwaukee Bucks versus UWM Panthers controversy. Representatives of the Bucks have not yet initiated any discussions with the Wisconsin Center District, which owns and operates the new Panther Arena. There's been talk of tearing the arena down to make room for a new stadium for the Bucks. The Bucks have started negotiations with Journal Communications about tearing their building down, but haven't contacted UWM or the Wisconsin Center District. A Center representative says they are adamant about not giving up the UWM Arena.
Fear of losing the Panther Arena is growing, but as I found out, some students are trying to protect their home turf. School spirit is something that drives students.
What are you doing sitting down? You should be standing up, you should be cheering.
And legacy is something we want to pass on to future generations.
No, you could be just who you are and go be a great basketball player. You can be a ladies basketball player.
So when the U.S. Cellular Arena became the Panther Arena, some fans see it as becoming a part of history.
I mean, the Beatles played here, the Rolling Stones played here, Elvis played here, you know, the 71 championship Bucks played here, the 77 championship Marquette team played here.
Unfortunately, that might come to an end.
If the fans don't keep coming out, if the students don't keep coming out and supporting us, how can we keep Arena here?
The Panther Arena might be in danger.
Trying to keep the Panthers downtown. Milwaukee Bucks are trying to take over the space.
Getting rid of the arena is bringing down more than just a building.
Honestly, it fills me with the biggest sense of pride whenever I come down here and I see that huge UWM and the Panther head next to it. It just makes me feel like the city accepts us as a part of their whole ecosystem.
With the threat of losing their home, Panthers refuse to go down without a fight.
It was a no-brainer for me to start a petition to show that there is some resistance to this.
We're here to support the UWM Panther Arena as well as the Panthers, and we want the Panther Arena to stay here.
In Milwaukee, I'm Maurice for PantherVision. So far, more than 1,000 supporters have signed a petition to keep the Panthers Arena.
Whitewater police are warning students to be on the lookout for date rape drugs. The warning comes after police arrested a person suspected of possessing the drug. Police are urging students to be cautious when accepting drinks from others or leaving drinks unattended.
A student at UW Stout is facing charges after a big drug bust. Police seized more than 6 pounds of marijuana and $5,200 in cash at an off-campus residence. The student arrested is a sophomore. He faces several charges, including possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver and maintaining a drug house.
A proposal by Milwaukee's mayor may help increase police patrols around UWM. PantherVision's Michael Cole tells us why.
In October, the Finance and Personnel Committee of Milwaukee wanted to cut 12 of 85 officers for Mayor Tom Baer's proposal, bringing the total down to 73 for 2015. They also proposed to cut the police budget by $1.2 million from paid-out civil suits.
Obviously we're concerned about those two proposals and their impact on the budget.
The Common Council voted on these issues earlier this month.
What happened was the mayor and council did some negotiating, and at the end of the day, the council voted to restore the funding and to restore the positions. So we're glad to say that we're going to continue to keep pace with attrition by hiring officers in 2015, and that our overtime budget should be sufficient to accomplish our purposes.
When asked what this means for Milwaukee, Chief Flynn explained the importance of retaining the proposed number of officers.
Well, obviously, for the city in general, and it's important for us to maintain pace with attrition. A lot of officers that were hired in the 80s and 90s are retiring now, and that's going to continue to go on for the next 5 years at least. So it's very important that we keep hiring new officers, lest we suddenly have a dramatic decrease in the number of officers and thereby a degradation in our ability to render good services. We have a lot of officers eligible for retirement, and they're taking advantage of it.
With Baer's proposal here to stay, he hopes that those additional officers will help patrol UWM and its surrounding neighborhoods. In Milwaukee, I'm Michael Cole for PantherVision.
The mayor proposes that the additional officers patrol Brady Street, Sherman Park, and Jackson Park, particularly during the summer.
UW-Madison is getting an early holiday gift. Alumni John and Taisha Mortgage are giving the school $100 million. The donation is the largest from individual donors in the school's history. The money will go to match donations for endowing professorships, chairs, and distinguished chairs in an effort to recruit faculty.
It's a sign of the times. Newspapers across the country are shutting off the presses and going digital. That includes the UWM Post. As PantherVision's Maggie Wiestoff tells us, it may have been the best thing for them.
Papers are dead. Or are they?
Let's just go from the top.
Jordan spends hours every week in the UWM Post headquarters.
If there's something that's breaking on a different day of the week, I'll try to see if someone can cover it, or I'll just kind of run there after work or something and cover it myself.
The Post went out of print 2 years ago.
The editors before me kind of saw it as the way of the future.
She doesn't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
It's better to focus on journalism instead of being oh, how does the paper look?
But the Post has struggled to develop an online presence.
We kind of were not around for about a year after we went out of print. Our website was kind of weak.
Or even a presence on campus.
I think that we've been growing back into recognition. I think a lot of students kind of thought we died with the print.
Just a few miles away at Marquette University, the Tribune still prints twice a week.
What I love about seeing my work printed is the fact that I can like take it home, I can frame it, I can read it. The fact that I can like touch my work is really cool.
But Catherine thinks digital is the way to go.
They're big, they're clunky, people don't want to be carrying those around.
Jordan says the Post website is picking up momentum.
We get a couple hundred a day, so like 2,000 a week.
Page clicks are steadily growing. This month they've hit 11,000 so far.
Now that we have like social media too, we can share it on Facebook, and that's how students find it instead of picking up the paper in the Union or something.
It's almost a better feeling when I put it online because more people will see it.
While the transition has been hard for the Post, the room for growth is unlimited. In Milwaukee,
so that's kind of a little more in-depth story.
I'm Maggie Wiestoff for PantherVision.
Coming up next on PantherVision, the football of video games kicks off at UWM.
And join us as we listen into MATC's music program. All that and more when PantherVision continues.
This is where powerful ideas lead to proven results. This is where you belong.
Ready again?
Let's go do this.
At MATC, we award lots of degrees, but not everyone makes it to our big ceremony.
Samantha, I own land.
Thanks to the hands-on training they receive from industry experts, many of our grads are already hard at work. But that's okay. They end up with something even more rewarding than a diploma. A career. MATC. Redefine smart.
UWM offers numerous clubs students can join.
As Dominique Harris reports, one is regarded as the football of video games.
Have you heard of the saying LOL?
You want to match the W first?
Not laugh out loud. League of Legends.
I would like to say it's like the football of video games, where two teams of 5 people, they fight against each other to push down lanes or something to break their base, and in the end there's this one building called a Nexus that they have to explode in the end. Oh, he got me.
Raiden and Jacob are some of the co-founders of a new UWM club.
He's done for.
Summoner Society is just our attempt to get the community of the people who play League of Legends at UWM to meet each other and play games together, because usually those who play video games never actually meet other people, and it's just kind of a shame that we'd all be playing the same game in the same, pretty much the same dorms, and we don't know who each other are. So
the guys put League of Legends in their daily rituals.
I play it whenever I have free time, so I'd say, what, 4 hours?
Usually at night. That's what keeps me up till like 2 in the morning.
I died.
The gaming company who makes League of Legends plays a big role in the Summoner Society.
The company Riot Games, they are very good with just trying to get their players to feel like the game is more than just a game. So they have a whole collegiate program that they just, if we have any type of tournaments in our club, they'll give us free in-game money and other skins and stuff to give as prizes.
The Summoner Society conquers over other champions.
Good win percentage would be about 60%. So in like ranked, where everyone's taking it seriously, I probably have like 58% roughly.
Aside from winning, the club has another goal.
Just have fun with friends and just mess around and try different things and just have fun.
In Milwaukee, I'm Dominique Harris for PantherVision.
If she initiates, we win.
League of Legends is a team game where millions of players around the world compete every day. There is also a Summoners Society that anyone can join on Facebook.
A dance marathon may be coming to UWM. Dance marathons are held at campuses across the country as a fundraiser for the Children's Miracle Network. Organizers from the UWM Student Involvement Center are looking for students to help start one here. Volunteer positions include fundraising, logistics, and public relations. Proceeds will fund patient programs and research at Children's Hospital of Wisconsin in Milwaukee.
Most students don't know about a program that has been around MATC for 40 years. MATC's Randon Wayhausen takes a look at the program.
We offer, actually this spring we'll have about 87 or so different sections of classes. Everything from theory courses, singing courses, major instrument courses, ensembles, you name it, just about anything you can imagine, a songwriting class.
Right now I'm doing a lot of performance classes like performance techniques where we get together in small groups and play songs of our choice. I'm also an ensemble, which is the same idea but teacher-selected songs.
I chose MATC because it was an education more along the lines of what I was looking to achieve. For example, we play a lot more standard tunes that I could go out and play with anyone right now.
A very exciting feature this year that just started for us is that we are the exclusive provider of musicians for Mayfair Mall. So actually every day we have a presence at Mayfair Mall, usually in the evenings. Weekends we're there midday as well. And our very fine, skilled, advanced musicians have earned a privilege of going to the mall and performing.
We're all stuck in a basement and everyone had smiles on their faces and all the faculty is awesome and very welcoming. And then within hours I felt comfortable.
Into the music program specifically, I would say, you know, take all the classes you can while you're here, and it's very important to get your music classes out of the way first, because when you take them as a block you can apply everything together as opposed to getting bogged down with math or something.
Lori Bell joins us with a look at our weather.
Hey guys, it was a little rainy this weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure was. I mean, are we going to have to worry about more snow? Or?
There is some snow coming up, yeah.
Man, dude.
So here are the weather headlines. There's going to be more rain on the way today, and before that will be replaced later on with some snow as the temperatures drop. Current conditions, it's rainy outside. The temperatures are on the way down. There's a chance of 1 to 3 inches of snow by the lakeshore later on, and 3 to 5 inches inland. All this adds up to a winter weather advisory beginning 1 p.m. today. Current temperature is 38 degrees, dew point is 37 degrees, and we have a barometric pressure of 28.9. Today's high will be 45 and we'll have a low of 18 and a 100% chance of precipitation. Now let's check out the temperatures across the state. Today's lows, Eau Claire, we have 21 degrees. Green Bay, 21 degrees. Over in Madison, it's 23 degrees, and in Milwaukee, 18. Today's highs are looking like this. Green Bay, 43. Eau Claire, 34. Madison, 36, and in Milwaukee, 45. Now let's check out the forecast for later today. Tonight we're going to have some snow. Beginning at 1 p.m, the winter weather advisory comes into play, and that will last until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. We have a low of 18 tonight with winds up to 22 miles per hour. Tomorrow there's a chance of more snow, a high of 32 and a low of 9 with winds up to 13 miles per hour. Wednesday is looking a little better, mostly cloudy but some sun peeking through. We have a high of 37, low of 19 and winds of up to 17 miles per hour. Let's have a look at the extended forecast. Thursday, Thanksgiving should be nice and clear. Should be a sunny day with a high of 27 and a low of 12. Friday's looking foggy. Be careful on the roads Friday. High of 37 and a low of 12. Saturday, chance of snow. Highs of 32, low of -9. And Sunday should be mostly cloudy with a high of 34 and a low of 25.
So how's it going to be looking in Manchester?
Manchester, England, my home. My guess is it's going to be pretty rainy, but you just never know with English weather.
All right, thanks, Lori.
Students from across the state brought robotics to MATC, but they may not be the kind of robotics you would expect. Shiloh DeBush has more in tonight's MATC report.
This is the 6th floor cafeteria at MATC. It may look empty now, but just a couple weekends ago, it was packed with a bunch of young scientists and builders competing in the first LEGO League regional tournament.
Marwell Santiago is a recruiter for MATC. His department teamed up with FLL to put on this competition.
FLL is First LEGO League. It's a nonprofit organization that its main purpose is to help kids find the fun in science and technology. And First LEGO League, they use Legos and robotics to do so.
Sam Rickaby is a member of Zero Gravity. Their goal was to teach younger kids about gravity in a way they could understand.
With younger kids, it's kind of harder to explain to them without using the bigger technical terms, so we came up with a catapult idea, which would work for everybody.
Haley and Sydney are members of the Master Builders team, and they designed their project with the idea of helping people.
We've been building since, let's see, July. Last week in July. What we call it the Iron Boot. And it's to help people with disabilities learn how to walk.
Of the 15 teams that competed here, only a few will move on. But that doesn't change the fact that these builders learned a valuable lesson about teamwork and engineering. For PantherVision, I'm Shella DeBush.
A tough game for the men's basketball team.
And even though they won't be in the big dance, there's still something to play for.
All that and more when PantherVision continues.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes. Average foot speed over uneven terrain, barring any injuries, of 4 miles per hour. What I need from each and every one of you is a full target search of every gas station, residence, warehouse, farmhouse, hen house, outhouse, and doghouse in that area. Your fugitive has just cashed in his 401k plan, and all he had to do was roll it over.
Learn about rollovers and protecting your financial future, and choose to save.
You can't mess with a big dog.
UWM's volleyball team goes after their 9th Horizon League championship.
Dominique Harris joins us now with sports. Dominique?
UWM lost the Horizon League Volleyball Championship. The Lady Panthers took to the court in Michigan against Oakland in the finals after sweeping over Valparaiso earlier in the tournament. They started off strong, winning the first 4 sets by 3 points. Senior Julie Kalinsky led the match with 22 kills. But Panthers came up short in the following sets, falling 3-1 against Oakland. This is Oakland's first ever Horizon League title, earning an automatic bid in the NCAA tournament. Time Warner Cable Sports Channel has announced they will be broadcasting more than a dozen UWM basketball games. The schedule features 9 men's games and 5 women's games. They will also air the basketball coaches' programs. The men's basketball team is headed on the road after a tough loss at home. After holding a 7-point lead at halftime, the Panthers lost to the IUPUI Jaguars by 70-68. UWM's J.R. Lyle and Steve McWhorter scored 19 points apiece. The Jaguars scored 37 points in the second half. With the season well underway, the Panthers are facing a difficult reality. PantherVision's Andrew McCann explains.
4 months, 31 games, plenty of spirit to go around. The Panthers men's basketball team is off and running this month with their 2015 season. This time, though, it's not all fun and games. The Panthers have more than rival teams to deal with.
I think that's what every young man dreams about,
you know, is to play in the NCAA tournament, to be that Cinderella team. And this team won't have the opportunity this year because we got hit by APR.
APR, or Academic Progress Rate, determines if a team can play in the NCAA. The Panthers' 2014 score was low, and the team was banned from playing in the tournament.
And I always tell my guys, real simple, what's the next right thing we can do? The next right thing for us is to make sure that what happened this year will never happen again, and we've already done that.
Coach Rob Jeter encourages looking forward.
Coach always tells us to control what we can't control, and what we can't control is going out there on the court every day and every game and giving it our all.
After last year's Horizon League win and NCAA run, senior Stephen McWhorter was approached by other universities in the NCAA. He turned them down.
To have two seniors the opportunity to leave and go to a bigger university and play like Steve McWhorter had a chance to. He could have went to a bigger school and finished out his last year, but I think it speaks volumes of what kind of program Coach Jeter runs.
After all that we went through last year, you know, making that run into the conference, Horizon League Conference tournament, and then making it to the NCAA tournament, I felt like I owed too many players on this team just abandoning them being their senior leader this year, just because I know that had they been in that same position, they would stay for me. So,
despite the obstacles, Coach Jeter is looking forward towards the next right thing.
We've got a lot to play for. We have a lot of pride when we put on that uniform to play for Milwaukee. We just want to make sure that we've learned from the past and make sure that we're setting ourselves up for a very bright future. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of that.
In Milwaukee, I'm Andrew McCann for PantherVision.
You know, it's unfortunate that the boys couldn't keep their grades up. And you know about Austin Arian is redshirting due to an injury?
Oh, yeah, so it'll be exciting to see him play next year. The saying goes that nothing in life is free.
But UWM has been testing that theory for more than 4 decades.
PantherVision's Lori Bell has the story.
Jim Linneman grew up on a farm.
You were responsible every day. You had cattle to feed and milk and all that stuff, and it was your job.
But that wasn't the path for Jim and Sandy's son, Jared.
Run up and down the waiting line and talk to everybody. So, you know, for a young person, that was a great thing to have. So.
He's talking about Science Bag, an interactive lecture series held at UWM. It's been free to the public for 42 years.
To get kids interested in science and to get the community. Oh no!
Jim and Sandy brought Jared here when he was the same age as this Sunday's volunteers. And when he moved out of town 20 years ago, they didn't stop coming.
Being retired, that's one of the things that they say, that you need to learn something new every day. And so when you come to the Science Bag, you probably learn enough new things to last you all week.
The prof is focused on the younger crowd.
You know, I want to impress on the kids that even something that is as scary as hepatitis C or HIV or Ebola or whatever, we could, if we study it and work hard, we can conquer it.
One past pupil was inspired, and he made a guest appearance at Science Bag today.
Jared?
On the phone.
Going into that large hall and watching very practical demonstrations of fundamental scientific principles, but still done in a way that was very interesting and engaging. I really enjoyed that as a kid.
Jared went on to become an environmental scientist, and Science Bag taught him another valuable life skill.
He doesn't brew a standard beer. He understands the chemistry that's going on inside this stuff, and he creates all sorts of things that are really quite unique.
In Milwaukee, I'm Lori Bell for PantherVision.
Thank you for tuning in for tonight's edition of PantherVision.
You can watch us on Time Warner Channel 14 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99 at 5:30 on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and again at 10:30 on Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Have a great week.